So, you're doing your FERC renewal and you need to fill out the 8710-1 form in IACRA. Maybe this is your first time renewing, or maybe you've had some difficulty with the process in the past. The good news is that filling out the 8710-1 is really pretty simple. We'll walk you through the steps and show you the common places where users get stuck. Before we begin, here are a couple of quick tips. Make sure the internet browser you are using is either Google Chrome, which we recommend, Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer or Mozilla Firefox. The website is not optimized for Safari. Also, make sure to disable any pop-up blockers in your browser. Throughout this application process, there will be a series of pop-up windows that you'll need to access. If you have pop-up blockers turned on, you won't be able to view these important windows, and therefore you will not be able to complete your application. For more information about disabling pop-up blockers in your specific browser, you can reference our handy PDF help files in the Resources section of this course. So, let's jump right in. After logging in with your username and password, you'll see a Terms of Service page. Accept the terms of service as an applicant. On the next page, you'll see a button to start a new application, or you can view your existing applications. This includes completed applications from years past, or any applications that you've recently started and put on hold. If you made a mistake on an earlier application and it hasn't been used or processed, you can delete it by selecting Delete in the drop-down menu box on the appropriate line in the applicant console. For the purposes of instruction, let's assume you're starting a new application. Click Start New Application. Under Application Type, choose Instructor. For instructor certifications, choose Flight Instructor. Under Flight Instructor, choose Standard, and you'll see a list of options. Choose FERC, Flight Instructor Refresher Course. After selecting this option, click the word Renewal underneath. In the upper right of the screen, you'll be able to see a running list of your selections, which should look like this. After verifying that everything looks correct, click on the Start Application button. This will bring you to the first section, where you'll enter some personal information and verify that any existing information is correct. It may be helpful to open each section at this time using the Show Details link on the right side of each section so that you can move right along in the process. We suggest starting at the bottom and moving up to do that, so you won't have to keep scrolling down to find the next block to open. Note that the information on the first 6 lines can't be changed in IACRA. To change your name, date of birth, nationality, or gender, you must go to your local Flight Standards District office to renew your certificate and make those changes. It's important to note that you cannot change your existing height by more than 2 inches. Otherwise, you'll receive an error message. Also, your address must be a residential address, so do not enter a business address or a P.O. box number in this section. You may be asked to click a button to verify your residential address. If you need to update your residential address, click the link shown here. You can also add a mailing address that is different than your residential address if desired. This address will be the address printed on your CFI certificate. So, if you have your mail delivered to a post office box, you should put that address in this field and put your physical residential address in the first address block. Additionally, you can add a special mailing address if you want your certificate mailed to an address that is neither your residential nor mailing address. This address will not be printed on your certificate. Click Save, and this will bring you down to the next section. Select Yes to affirm that you read, speak, write, and understand the English language. After clicking Yes, you'll see a red text note reminding you to complete the drug conviction question. This is normal, and you will fill in the requested information in the next few steps. Under the Airman Certificate, Block M to M3, verify that your CFI certificate number, date issued, and expiration date are all correct, as well as the ratings you currently hold. Then click Save CFI Certificate. The information in the box beneath should show a summary of all certificates you hold. Verify that the information is correct. Under Medical Certificate, Block N to N3, as appropriate, check the box asking if you now hold or have ever held a medical certificate including Basic Med. This will expand to more options below. Select the certificate type that applies to you, whether FAA, military, or Basic Med, and follow the corresponding instructions. Note that only the FAA exams require a physician's name. Both the military medical and the Basic Med do not. The military physical will require a date of the physical. If you select Basic Med, a pop-up will show confirming you have selected Basic Med as the medical option. By continuing, you confirm that you meet the minimum requirements of 14 CFR Part 68. Under the next section, check the appropriate response under the question regarding drug conviction. Then click Save. In the next block, titled Basis of Issuance, no information is needed. Simply click Save. The Pilot Time section is optional. You may leave this section blank if you would like. You can, however, carry over hours you entered on a previous application, update what is carried over, or you can clear any existing hours and start from scratch. Click Save and Continue to move to the last block. Now we're down to the last block. Review and submit. In Section 4, the answer for this question should always be No. Once you select No, a yellow box appears with important information for IACRA applicants. Review this information and then review your certificate summary to make sure everything looks correct. Next, click the button to view the pilot's Bill of Rights. This will activate a pop-up window, and therefore you will need to have your pop-up blocker turned off, as previously mentioned. Otherwise, you won't be able to view this information. After reading the pilot's Bill of Rights, close the window by using the Close button on the page. Don't just close the tab, and click on the Next button to view the Privacy Act and review the information in the subsequent pop-up window. Now that you have viewed both documents, the Review Application button is now clickable. Click the button and another pop-up window will appear, showing the full 8710-1 form. Review the application to make sure all the information is correct. When you are finished reviewing, close the window. Now you should see a section for signing and submitting. Click the button to sign the pilot's Bill of Rights acknowledgement and click the area designated to serve as your digital signature. Close this window and then click the button to sign and submit application. A new window will appear and you must click the area designated in order to provide a digital signature. Again, these will all be pop-up windows. If you are not seeing the new pages display when you click, confirm that your pop-up blockers are off. Once you have clicked Signed, the window will close and you'll see a statement thanking you for your submission and a note stating that the application process is not complete yet. Remember, you still need to submit your FTN number and a clear copy of the acceptable photo identification and front and back of your CFI certificate. Once all these items are received, ASI takes the role of the certifying officer and will complete your application. Once we've done that, you'll receive an email from us indicating that we've submitted your application to the Airman Certification Branch in Oklahoma City. You can track your application's progress via your applicant console and the status block for your submitted application. When AOPA has finished processing your application, it will have the following status: completed. As it moves along in the Airman Registry process, you'll see that noted until finally it shows as Airman Registry Complete. We've now come to the end of the renewal process in IACRA. We hope this video has been helpful, and as always, if you have any questions or comments regarding any aspect of your experience with eFERC, please visit efirc.com/support or call 1-800-USA-AOPA or 1-800-872-2672, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern.